Now, in honor of Eating Disorder Awareness Week, we're shining a light on the diversity of millions of Americans, women and men of all races, who are affected by these potentially dangerous and deadly conditions. Ginger is here with much more. Ginger.
Yes, Michael, this is something that is so personal to me. I had anorexia nervosa for more than a decade. I still have remnants of it, and I'm not alone. 1 in 10 Americans suffer with an eating disorder. That's a lot of people, even within this room, if you do the average. But they don't all look like me, and they certainly don't all have access to treatment. You're about to meet a brave woman and a group who want to change that. You wouldn't know it by just looking at her, but GIVA Wilkerson is surviving a lifelong struggle that cuts deep.
I remember laying in bed and the hunger pains were so intense that I began to cry. And I said to myself, all you have to do is go downstairs and get something to eat. And I wouldn't do it. And I was crying because I was hungry, but too because I was afraid to eat.
GIVA's one out of nearly 30 million Americans who suffer from an eating disorder. Let's go back to the beginning from the first thought, because to me, it all starts with me remembering.
You know, when you're a teenager, there are so many things that you're dealing with. And for me to be able to hold my food, it was just, at least I can take control of this.
Eating disorders have the second highest mortality rate of all mental illnesses next to opioid abuse, and they're wildly underdiagnosed and research underfunded.
I think there's a huge misconception out there that this illness only affects thin, young, white, affluent women.
GIVA is part of Project HEAL, an organization founded in 2008 that provides support and works to raise funds for those suffering that can't afford treatment.
You have people of all genders, all races, all classes, all cultures coming together to talk about this illness that has affected their lives.
Upwards of 70% of people who may have an eating disorder do not have treatment. The top reasons why the fact that they're ashamed, access to adequate medical treatment, going to a doctor's office and not being asked about patterns of eating and just a focus on weight.
It's so expensive and it's so hard to get. And honestly, it's important for you not only to have access to treatment, but access to treatment that's close by.
GIVA now hoping that by speaking out, she can help those who may be suffering in silence. If someone's watching this and they say, I look like her.
Who would have thought that just me, regular old me, could now be someone that people can identify with, that people want to talk to about this, who could potentially help someone?
I mean, great piece there, Ginger. And you've been so brave and open about your struggle with eating disorders. But what do you feel is the biggest misconception?
I think there are so many. I think one of the biggest is that men don't have it. Men especially, but 10 million of the 30 million people that have it are men. So a third are men, which is a stunning number if you think about it. And then on top of it, from my personal experiences, people don't get it's not about food. It is not about the food. It's about the control. It's about the shame you feel. It's about the mind. And so that's what it is. That's what makes it a disease like any other, or disorder like any other. And that's why I think it's had such a stigma.
And if someone's at home watching, or if there's someone here feels like they know has a problem or an issue, what should they do? How can they help?
I think, again, I'll start personal here. It's patience. I think it's not something that's going to be over with tomorrow. My mom had to deal with me having it for a long time. My husband still has to deal with me having little glimmers of it or little hints of it, especially in transition. Knowing that, and then the National Eating Disorders Association has a hotline. You have to list those out, and you can call them to learn more.
All right, thank you for sharing, Ginger. I mean, really brave of you to do that and just share it with the world to help other people.
Help people.
That's right.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.